Literary Sensation. I'm your host, Dan. And on this episode, I'll be taking a look at the book Cheap Thrills, the amazing, thrilling, astonishing history of pulp fiction by Ron Goulart. Now, this book originally came out in 1972 when I was a teen. And I read about it somewhere, maybe Castle of Frankenstein or somewhere. I don't remember where, but I was very interested in it because I wanted to learn more about pulp. I really hadn't seen a lot of there were fanzines at the time about pulp fiction and stuff. There were things out there about pulp fiction, but what I kind of wanted was one with pictures, because I was very much into the covers of the things. The reason I knew about pulps at all is because I knew that the Doc Savage reprints I got had come from the pulps. I knew The Shadow came from the pulps. I knew that H.P. Lovecraft came from the pulps. And I knew that Robert Howard had come from the pulps. So, I was interested in the pulps, and this was the first book that I heard of. I'm not sure if I really heard about it in 1972. It was probably some years later. But by the time I had heard of it, I couldn't find a copy. Now, I was young. I had a lot of interests and not a ton of money. So, I might have been able to have sent away for it and gotten it at the time, but for whatever reason I didn't. And then by the time I wanted to, it was expensive as a collector's item. It was a collector's book, or at least in the catalogs I saw. This was pre-internet, so I had seen some used copies going in the back of magazines. I used to get these magazines with used books in them, and it was expensive at the time. At least I remember it was. I don't know how much it was going for. It might not have really been that expensive, but it seemed like it when I thought about my overall amount of money I had to spend. But in any case, by the time it was reprinted in 2007, I had the money to pick it up. And so this is the 2007 version of the book. Now, by that time, I had seen some other books on the subject. But, this one had always loomed in my mind because of the good reviews it had gotten and stuff. And you can always use more books on the pulps, right? Especially if they're really well done. So I think I ordered this through a bookstore, had them get it for me or something. Or maybe I just sent it away for the mail. I don't remember for sure now. But I'm really glad I did. Like I said, I'm really into seeing the cover art reproduced well. And, I got to say that the covers he picked out suit my taste so well. That's really good. There's chapters here. I won't go into it too much, and I won't go into this too much either because, it's the pulps. Most of you probably know by now whether or not you're interested in it, whether or not you need another book. So I'm just going to, like I said, I was mostly interested in the reproductions. And those, before I started getting all these books, these really beautiful art books on the pulp artists, man, this was a tremendous. I mean, look how good that looks. This is good stuff. Really, he picked out some really great covers. By the author of Tarzan, Edgar Rice Burroughs' Lost on Venus. Look at that. Terrific, terrific stuff. And it shows a couple of the kind of exploitive magazines that were before the pulps. Nick Carter. Great detective. Now here we're entering more like the pulps we know. Wow. Pretty striking covers there. A Fighting Man of Mars. Boy, Tarzan made Edgar Rice Burroughs the guy. The Shadow. Very good. There's actually a book I've seen published recently that is mostly about the Shadow, I believe. I haven't actually seen the book, but I know it's out there. I'm wondering what that... I wish I could get a chance to look at it. Spider. And of course, the Spider did not become quite the famous hero the Shadow did, but he was certainly popular in the pulps, that's for sure. Phantom Detective. Captain Zero. Captain Satan. Now here's Doc Savage. Of course, like I said, that's one of the people I was familiar with from the pulps, but I was buying them as paperbacks. Terrific. Bauma's Doc Savage is, of course, how I think of him. Not this way. Special Agents. City of the Secret Agent X. City of the Living Dead. I've never read that. Probably doesn't live up to that cover, though. But you never know. You really can't tell. There's a lot. I mean, they were just cranking this stuff out. There's so much mediocre material. But there's some really terrific stuff. And, you know, that's why it's nice that there are some people who will curate it for you and put out some good anthologies. The Yellow Peril. Dime Detectives. Black Mask. Yeah, they had printed a lot of good stuff. Detective Weekly, Spicy Detective. Hollywood Detective. Cowboys. I'll flip through this a little faster here. See, these are really great covers he's picked. Really, really great. Like I said, I've got so much reprinting of this stuff now. But at the time, I was like, whoa, great. These are great. You know, Tarzan and the Barbarians. Wow. Wow. Oh. Buccaneers of Venus. Dang, look at that. That's good. Hour of the Dragon. That's a Howard story. Super Science. Of course, this cover has been reprinted so many times. A lot of these amazing story covers I've seen other places. But it's because they were terrific. Terrific. I love these monsters attacking the submarine. And that scene of the tidal wave. Jeez, that's good stuff. Goddess of the Moon. Oh, great. Weird Tales. Oh, There's Brundage, Margaret Brundage, one of my favorite pulp artists, and this cover of hers is one of my all-time favorites. I love it every time I see it, and I see it all the time. Red Nails, the Conan story, got a cover. Lovecraft's in this one. I don't remember which story it is that's in this one. Well, eye torture. A heated prong. Take out 2 eyes at once. And then back here is, correspondence between publishers and writers that helps tell the story. Oh no, these are when Ron was fishing for information. That's what these are. I thought there was something about. Maybe I was thinking of that because he was talking to a publisher. Because he does talk to the editors. So in the course of doing this book, I accumulated a great many first-hand reminiscences from writers, editors, and artists who worked in the pulp field in the day. This final chapter has made up these remembrances as meant to serve as a sort of typographical history of what it was like then. And so there you go. That's what the last part of this book is. Yeah, but there is some stuff. The people involved in the so it's all good. I love it. So there you go. This was one of the earliest, and in my estimation, still one of the better books on the history of the pulps.